Welcome. I'm Jacquie Molloy from Meaningful Aging Australia. And as we begin today's session, as always, let's start with our acknowledgement of country. And as I do, you can also acknowledge the lands you're joining from today in the chat. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and pay our respects to elders past and present. We recognise their continuing connection to land and waters and the animals who live there, and to community. We honour the enduring strength and spiritual resilience of First Nations peoples. Today, I'd like to share with you what's coming up in 2026, and it's shaping up to be our biggest year yet, and you'll soon see why. For those of you who are new to us, to Meaningful Aging Australia, and for those perhaps who watch this later on replay who are new to us, let me first introduce you to who we are and what we do. Meaningful Aging Australia is a registered charity and the national peak body to champion the spiritual care and emotional well-being of older people who receive care in residential and community aged care settings. And so spiritual care is ensuring that each older person's spirituality is supported. And spirituality is about how we create meaning, hope, purpose, and connection in our lives. So for some, that might include religion and expressions of cultural faith. For others, it might be the peace and emotional well-being they experience through a connection with nature, or creativity, or through meditation, or of being service to others. So our work supports aged care leadership, lifestyle teams, pastoral teams, PCWs, nurses, and clinical teams. And we support aged care providers to build staff capability so that they can integrate emotional support and spiritual care into their day-to-day work. To do that, we develop innovative research-based tools and other practical resources. We provide education services, and we participate in sector-wide initiatives and campaigns, including engaging with government to advocate on critical and relevant issues. All right. Well, that's us and what we do. Now, you were promised today, myself and Rachael Wass, our CEO. Well, Rachel's on the road today, but she's done a sneaky pre-record message. And so what we'll do is we'll play that first, and then I'll jump in with some other information after that. So Marnie will get that up for us.
Hello everyone, it's Rach here. I'm excited to share with you some of the new things we've got happening for 2026. And welcome to everyone who's joined us or will watch this on replay. If I was in Melbourne today, I would be sharing a lot more about our change of season in Naarm or on Naarm, but just to certainly say that one of our passions at Meaningful Aging Australia is certainly our allyship and support for our First Nations community, and we certainly want to say that we honour the sacred lands on which we live, work and grow, as you do. At Meaningful Aging Australia, we take this as a promise, not just a protocol. We promise to walk gently, listen deeply and learn differently. So let's get into things. We wish you a very good start to the year. It's a fantastic time for us to consider, already what feels a momentous, purposeful and filled with possibility start to this year. And I want to wish every one of you genuinely a positive start to the year ahead. And I hope it brings clarity, connection, and the kind of grounded energy that sustains us in this work. So, let's have a look at the first important protocols or activities that we've got. The first one is we're going to be launching a new model framework and guide. It's called HEART, and the guidelines are to enhance wellbeing in aged care through holistic, person-centred spiritual care. This is a major milestone for the sector. and a major step forward in how we understand and deliver care that honours the whole person. The strengthened aged care quality standards now require providers to deliver holistic person-centred care, with spiritual care needs recognised as a core component of wellbeing. But as the guidelines note, terms like holistic, person-centred and spiritual can feel abstract or difficult to measure. The model framework and guide bridges that gap. So this is a co-designed guide, and it bridges that gap between aspiration and action. It offers a shared understanding of what holistic person-centred care, spiritual care looks like in practice, with clear measurable strategies, which is so important. Evidence-based, co-designed with older people, families, staff and experts, aligned with the strengthened aged care quality standards. It's practical, measurable, adaptable and grounded in lived experience. There are 6 themes that we have identified that enhance wellbeing, and it's structured around these interdependent themes. First one is know the person, second one is meaning and purpose, third is connectedness and belonging, fourth is palliative and end-of-life care, the fifth is workforce wellbeing, and the sixth is diversity and inclusion. So importantly, what each of those components in the guide looks at is why change is needed, what does the evidence tell us, who benefits, who needs to make the change, the strategies for implementation, measures for evaluating the impact. So it's not just a theoretical document, it's a roadmap for transformation. Now, we'll have a community of practice that will go through all of this. So our wonderful lead researcher, Elizabeth Pringle, will be sharing with us all the details about how the model framework and guide has come together and the evidence behind it. The second project that I want to share about is that we've launched a community of practice for mental health practitioners or professionals. And we know that mental health work in aged care is deeply meaningful and also deeply demanding. Mental health practitioners carry complex stories, and there's all those ethical tensions and the emotional weight of supporting people through trauma, loss and identity transitions. So this community of practice really is a space for reflective dialogue, shared learning across mental health practitioner disciplines. It's case-based discussions, peer support, and really explores those cultural and ethical and spiritual complexity that happens in that mental health space. So this particular series, it is a joint initiative with Mental Health Professionals Network, and it is for mental health professionals. So psychiatrists, psychologists, social workers, mental health workers are the audience for this one. And the next one I want to share is we have entered into a partnership with Capstone University and Spiritual Care Association in the US. So Capstone University, Professional University, e-learning modules. They're designed to be deeply relevant to the realities of chaplaincy and spiritual care. The modules will cover areas such as holistic person-centred spiritual care, trauma-aware healing-informed practice, cultural safety and diversity, communication for complex conversations, supporting meaning, purpose and identity. Another really important one will be around workforce wellbeing and applying the new model framework guide into practice. So they're really grounded in the same evidence base as the guidelines and designed to strengthen capability across the workforce. So this is a wonderful series of modules that you'll have access to for a heavily discounted rate. They are true university-based modules, so you are talking about 30 hours of content. It's all aligned with both the health capabilities framework as well as the SCA's Spiritual Care Australia's capabilities framework. So it will be a great one for you to have a look at, and keep an eye out for those as that's launched. Last thing to say just before I wrap up is that tomorrow is the anniversary of the apology to the stolen generations. So really bringing it all together, when you look at the initiatives side by side, the model framework and guide, the community of practice, and the capstone modules. There's a clear narrative there where we're trying to support the sector so that care is grounded in meaning, identity, and connection. Yes, it is also really important for us to consider some of those people who may be affected by matters such as stolen gen. So I've got a link there to a wonderful organisation called the Healing Foundation, and they have got some wonderful fact sheets that you can tap into should you be caring for or be made aware of someone who may be in your care, who may perhaps comes from a stolen generation community. So I'm going to hand it back to Jack now. Thank you so, so much. And we look forward to connecting with you throughout the year. Bye for now.
And that was our lovely Rach. Just a couple of things to pick up on there. One is that the heart model that she introduced that will be launched probably around the middle of the year aligns very closely with both the national guidelines for spiritual care and aged care and the strengthened quality standards. So it's a lock package. The other thing is the community of practice. That's actually this month, so it's in a couple of weeks. So if you're a member, I urge you to register and attend that community of practice with Elizabeth Pringle. You'll have the opportunity to ask questions as the wonderful Elizabeth, and she really is a wonder. She's done an amazing job at the research and putting together the research into actionable form. So she'll be with us in a couple of weeks, and yeah, please make sure you come along to that. I'm going to do my own technology whiz bang now and share my screen, which let's just see how that goes. Okay. I'm screen sharing, it tells me. There we go. I did it. Hope everyone's impressed by that. I know I am. Look, really, one of the most exciting things to happen this year will be the long-awaited Chapter 2 of Meet Akira. We're actually working on Chapters 2, 3, and 4, but we know for certain that we'll be releasing Chapter 2 this year. We're working on them all at the same time for economy of scale. So that's been just the most exciting process. I know Marnie will be shaking her head, nodding her head at this. We've really had a ball. It's been a co-design approach. So we've been engaged with a lot of wonderful people who represent so many different aspects of our community. The first of the three, so Chapter 2, is Akira Says Goodbye, and that's all about Akira encountering death for the first time. There'll be 2 stories for this Chapter 2, and be a little bit different from our previous Akira. If you're familiar with Akira, you'll know that we had the opportunity to do a here's what happens after Akira engages with her spiritual center, and she goes back and kind of revisits the same scenario, but now in a different way. The new stories will be more of a let's see what happens next. So it'll be long form stories by contrast. So I'm really looking forward to sharing those with you. I don't have a specific date at the moment, but please stay tuned because they will also be likely around the middle of the year. So the middle of the year, which will be here before we know it, let's face it, is looking like a pretty exciting time here at MAA. The next thing I want to share with you is that we have another conversation series coming up with the wonderful Kim Thode. I'm using that term a lot today, the wonderful. Kim is also a wonder, so he deserves that epithet, absolutely. Um, our conversation series this time is around the shadow of aging and making friends with time. So, some of the questions that you can look forward to us grappling with are, what is it about time? I mean, what is it about time? And what are we afraid of? How can we face it? And who can we learn from? So, if you've joined in our conversation series before, you know that they're very free ranging. It's just Kim and I getting on a call together and having a chat about these deep issues that affect all of us. So you'll know that that's part of the free webinar series, which means anybody can come along. If you think that you have friends or family who might enjoy this, please tell them to come along. There'll be 3 parts to the conversation series, and they will be running in March, April, and May. So this time next month, we'll be kicking off. As always, they'll be recorded, so there's no problem if you can't attend live. If you attend live, you can participate in the conversation through the chat and questions afterwards. Just a recap for those of you, especially the members on the call today, of our 4 main monthly events. One is the All Access Webinars and Conversation Series, which is what you're on right now. So that happens every month, and we replay each webinar on our YouTube channel anytime you want. You can access that. We then have Community of Practice, which is exclusively for our members, where we have a guest every month, and that guest is usually someone who can highlight some specific research or innovation, some idea or concept that we can learn more about that will help in the providing spiritual care for older people in aged care. We also have what used to be called the spiritual care drop-in, and that's the reflective practice for spiritual care practitioners. This is open to all of our member spiritual care practitioners, whether they're on staff full-time or in a volunteer capacity. And it's a virtual space that means that our practitioners who often work alone have a place to land, a place that they can come to every month and be with like-minded people, people who face the same struggles and come across the same issues, who perhaps have the same stories but maybe different outcomes of those stories. And what we know about this particular series is that it gives people a place to belong. And that's been a really important part of what we offer here at Meaningful Aging. A place where people can find family. So that's for family, spiritual care practitioners. And the other is the Spiritual Care Leaders Network. Now, this is for heads of mission, directors of spiritual care, and the executives who are responsible for leading spiritual care delivery or strategy. Now, the difference for this one is that it's for both aged care and health sectors. So this is definitely a part of what happens when we inherit the IP of Spiritual Health Victoria. As you know, we are now the custodians of Spiritual Health Association. And we have Cheryl with us, who's the former CEO of Spiritual Health Association. And this is our opportunity to reach both sectors in a like-minded way. So if you need any information on any of these, if you want to register for any of them, you'll find them at our website in the same place you registered for today, on that page. You can also, of course, ask Marnie for any information that you need about what's coming up, how it works, when it's on, any of those questions that you might have that the website, you have trouble navigating the website or just want to get in touch with Marnie, who's always on for a chat, then please get in touch. So some of the things that you can do right now uh, in preparedness for a pretty great 2026 is you can register for our free webinars. You can actually register. Now, I'm just going to check with Marnie. Marnie, give me a thumbs up if this is right, that people can register for the whole year.
They can indeed, yes, by selecting all when they're registering, yes.
Beautiful. So that's an option for you if you don't want to miss out and make sure that you get the replay sent to you directly as opposed to having to go to YouTube to see it. If you want that, make sure you register. And if you want to register for the whole year, you can. You can also, of course, visit our YouTube channel, which is where we keep all of our good stuff. All of our videos are there. Community of Practice has a link for those replays. They're also on our YouTube channel, but they're a private link, member only. You can follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook. LinkedIn particularly is where Rach will often spend quite a bit of time providing almost editorials, if you like, on current issues facing aged care. So that's a terrific resource if you're interested in what we think at any particular moment about a topic that's getting coverage. You'll find Rach has something to say about that on LinkedIn. And the last thing is that you can sign up for our monthly newsletter. Now, we have two kinds of newsletters. We have one for professionals, which is really our member base, and those perhaps who aren't members but who work in aged care. And we also have a consumer newsletter, and that's for older people and their carers. So, depending on which camp you fall in, sign up to either one. I'm just going to hand it over to Marnie because Marnie's going to talk through just where you sign up for our newsletters.
Hello, can you see that okay? Okay. Okay, so this is the homepage of our website. And if you scroll down to the bottom, this is where you can sign up for the professional and leaders newsletter. If you scroll back up, actually you don't need to scroll up the top right here, we have a little tab for See Me Know Me. Once you click on that, it opens up onto our See Me Know Me page, which is, as Jack said, is more for sort of consumers, older people, carers, etc. And if you scroll down here, that's where you'll find the sign up to that specific newsletter. Jack, I might just, while we're here, if I may, go back to our website and just show people where they can find the learning events. I don't know if
It's a
that's
great idea. Yeah.
So if you go to what we do and then the drop down learning events, it might be a bit slow. This is where you'll see everything coming up. This includes the all access webinars like this one and our community of practice and other member only ones. So this is where you would register. You obviously need to be signed in as a member for the member only ones. And this is, so we have a lot coming up. And then we also have the previous, it's taking a little too long, past events are also accessible here. So yeah. And if there are any webinars that people have missed, they can always ask me. If they can't find them on YouTube or can't find them here, just contact me and I can sort that out for you.
Fantastic. Of course, with the newsletters, it's not an either or. If you want to receive both, you absolutely can. Right. Well, that's really all I have to say on the subject. But I'd be very interested to know if you've got any comments or questions about what's coming up this year. So I might hand it over to you guys in the chat, or just feel free to come off mute. What are you looking forward to the most?
I'll say something. I'm sure you don't know me. I don't even know how I've come across this webinar, but
Oh.
I feel like I've been under a rock. How did I not know about you? You're amazing. And I'm looking up and down because I'm reading your website at the same time. I'm signing up to everything. And I just wanted to come on site and congratulate you. It's I can understand the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes, and this is huge and so needed. And I know you've been around for a long time. So I'm here to stay now. I just want to say thank you.
Oh, Annie, thank you so much. It's lovely to have you. I hope you won't be a stranger now. Um, Thank you very much. It's great to hear, especially someone coming in with fresh eyes and ears.
And it's meant to be. I'm 60 tomorrow, so I think that's why you've popped up in my feed.
Go the
Thank you.
60s.
Hi Jackie.
Hi.
Hi. I just I'm really excited about the working with heart framework. This is going to be a game changer, I think, for those of us who are in positions where there has been no spiritual care at the organisation, and they're going to,
Mm.
this is just going to make life that little bit easier. And it sounds wonderful. So I'm really looking forward to sinking my teeth and my eyes into
Oh,
it.
great. What we're planning too is a whole bunch of different ways people can access the information. So there'll obviously be, the big report that has all of the information in it. But we'll also be doing, articles and flip books and short presentations and, you know, engaging ways that people can get to know the information without just being overwhelmed by the big clobber that it will no doubt be at the end. Finding all of the ways we can communicate what's essential, what are the action items, and yeah, making that really accessible to everybody. I'm seeing lots of hearts go up the screen, and it's so nice. I can't tell you how excited we all are about Meet Akira. That's just been, we've been working with an organization called Portable, who are, they both facilitate the co-design workshops, but also do all of the technical side of things. Um, uh, for those of you who might not know Akira, Akira is an illustrated tool, um, like an animation. And Akira is a personal care worker who learns on the job about spiritual care and the difference that it can make to older people and to herself. When she has a good day, it's likely that the older people in her care will have a good day.
Jacquie, can I just ask a question? It's Mary Ringstead here.
Hi, Mary.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Congratulations, and it is very exciting and quite overwhelming, really. A wonderful organisation. I just have a question about the heart model. As we're just about to change our spiritual assessment tool in our electronic resident platform, where does Connect to sit in the heart model, or does it?
Yeah, it does. Connect to will be part of some of the, Rach talked about there being six themes, six
Yes,
guidelines, if
yeah,
you
and
like.
connecting was one of them.
And
Yeah.
Connect to will sit under a few of those
Oh,
as a
okay.
tool that enables you to do something. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Great.
Connect to will definitely still
Thank you.
be
Yeah.
one of our most important
Pieces of this.
resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And I presume also that the heart model will does reflect and is built on the spiritual guidelines, spiritual care guidelines. Yeah.
Correct.
good.
Both the guidelines and the quality standards.
Standards. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary. Well, that's 1:30, everybody. It goes quick, doesn't it? Just a quick little time for a cuppa. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. It is very exciting. All right. Well, if no one's got any more questions or I'll look at all those hearts, Annie. That's lovely. Or comments, we might come to a close. I want to thank you all for being here, for supporting us, for showing an interest, for being engaged in what we produce and our efforts to support you. So thank you. We find that very meaningful, and it makes our jobs just the best jobs in the world, really. So yeah, on behalf of the team, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.